Alright guys, we are in the park for your 1 day out of date and very, very late NXT 5th of July review. You might be thinking, why the fuck are we in the park? Well, you know what guys, why not? 4 AM park review, you've got to love it. So let's talk about this NXT. We kick off with the women's tag team titles on the line. It's Toxic Attraction versus Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. During the match, Mandy Rose gets kicked out from ringside after she appeared to pull the referee out when it looked like Toxic Attraction. We're going to lose. Honestly, I don't get the Roxanne Perez hype. What is her gimmick? She's cute and she's short and that's about it. I mean, really, I don't see a lot else going on with Roxanne Perez, but whatever. I mean, Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade, I mean, both are hot. I would love to have a threesome with them, but in terms of great wrestling, they're not exactly Benoit and Guerrero. They're not exactly, iconic characters, Kane and The Undertaker. They're just like two young, cute chicks that fucking try to wrestle. I mean, it is what it is. All four girls in this match are hot, but I just don't think they're good wrestlers. It is what it is. At least Toxic Attraction, though, seem to have a bit more chemistry, seem to have a bit more character, and seem to have a bit more personality and provide entertainment. And at least they play off their hotness. Unlike Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez, they just seem to want to be, professional wrestlers. I thought the ending was a bit botched. Cora Jade tries to take out, what's her name? The one with the black hair. I don't know. Can't remember her name. But anyway, she tries to take her out with a crossbody. Kind of gets stuck in the ropes. Doesn't really work out well for her. But in the ring, Roxanne Perez, Sunset Flip Powerbomb on Gigi Dolan. And we've got new tag team champions. Who knows? I mean, I wouldn't all be against NXT getting rid of the Toxic Attraction and calling them up to the main roster, but we'll see what happens. We then move backstage where we've got Tony D in a meet with the Legado del Fantasma. He shows them a pic of Santos in the hospital. He says, "This is what happens when Santos phones me after I lose the title." He says that if you disrespect Tony D, if you do not work for the family and do what the family want and help the family, if you laugh at Tony D, then you get what Santos gets, and then he threatens to do the same thing to Legado del Fantasma if they cannot win the tag team match that he is going to set up for them next week. So I guess we're getting a tag team match, and we'll find out who Legado del Fantasma are taking on next week. We get Pretty Deadly. They have a wee segment. They say they're the Pride of Essex. They talk about how disgusting beer is. They say that they are fashion kings. Everybody thinks the fashion capital of the world is Paris, but they say it's Essex. And then they bury the two country cowboys, the Dom Yanks, man. They bury them. I mean, it was alright. It is what it is. Then we get Wesley versus Trick Williams. Williams wins. Didn't really care. Tiffany Stratton's backstage doing her makeup. She wants the makeup person to put more powder on her. She's like, more powder, more powder. Not too much though. I'm already beautiful, so you don't need to do too much. And then we get Wendy Chu comes, and she's got like a big fucking handful of like baby powder and just launches it into Stratton's face. Then pushes Stratton into the wall. Stratton hits her head off the wall. Then we have a match between Stratton and Chu. Stratton wins the match. Decent match. Stratton's a pretty decent wrestler, pretty athletic too, and obviously hot as fuck. I like Stratton. I think she can go places. Like I said, she's decent in ring. She's got a good gimmick, and she's hot as fuck. And her name sounds a bit like Trish Stratus as well. Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus. Who knows? Maybe she could be Trish's younger sister, or maybe she could be Trish's daughter. I don't know, but I like Tiffany Stratton. I like Tiffany Stratton, and I do think if Toxic Attraction get called up and Mandy Rose has to relinquish the NXT Women's Championship, I think Tiffany Stratton would be a good choice to be the new NXT Women's Champ. So yeah, I would push for Tiffany Stratton. We have Cora Jade and Perez backstage. They cut a promo. They say that they're best friends, and now they're got the titles. It all feels surreal. It feels great. Roxanne Perez says that, a couple weeks ago she just won the Breakout Star. Now she's NXT Tag Team Champion. She can't believe how quickly this has come around. Blah, blah, blah. And she says she wants to put Toxic Attraction out of business for good. Next week she says she's cashing in her Breakout Star contract, and she will face Mandy Rose for the Women's NXT Championship. So there you go. We're going to get Cora Jade versus Mandy Rose NXT Women's Championship next week. Then we move on with Chase University, and this segment was fucking brilliant. So Andrew Chase is talking about the 4th of July Independence Day. Chase calls it Brody for sleeping. It's like, Brody, what's wrong? Am I boring you? And Brody goes, nah, I'm just tired. My new roommate does not sleep. And I think they were trying to imply maybe it was like they're up all night having sex, but then the girl says, nah, we watched Money in the Bank and I've watched it like 50 times. It was awesome. And she says that her and Brody are like brother and sister. She then punches Brody in the arm, and Chase is like, oh, this is great, creating moments and stuff like this. So yeah, it was good. And then someone puts their hand up in the back. He goes, yeah, you at the back. And he goes, hey, I'm Chad. And Chad says that John Adams says the Declaration of Independence was created on the 2nd of July and that he thinks it should be celebrated on the 2nd of July. Chase then freaks out and he's like, who the fuck do you think you are, Chad? Who the fuck is John Adams? Who did John Adams ever beat? Don't tell me about the birth of this country. I am America, baby. He says, get the hell out of here. Get the hell up and get the hell out of here. Get out of my classroom and don't ever come back. So he just kind of buries him. I thought it was really, really good. Then the chick talks about England. Brody's like, oh man, a field trip, we would never get to go there, to learn more about the history, because she wants to go to England. Brody wants a field trip, but he says it'll never happen. And Chase University goes, Andrew Chase is like, yeah, road trip will create teachable moments. And yeah, so it looks like Andrew Chase and the Chase University are going on a road trip, and I mean, this segment was great. I absolutely loved it. So good stuff. And yeah, no, definitely the best thing on the show. We had a JD McDonald segment. He says, I'm so far ahead of the rest of the roster, they can't even see me if they had a set of binoculars. I kind of did LOL a wee bit. Not that it was great, I thought it was really fucking lame and cringy and just like a dad joke, but I did kind of laugh at the same time. North American NXT Championship, we have Hayes versus Joe Weller, or Grayson Waller, what the fuck this guy's called, the Australian dude, the Kangaroo Shagger. Hayes wins. It was a decent match, but I mean, just not really much build-up, not much rivalry, not much heat. It was heel against heel. Wesley got involved and attacked Trick Williams during the match, but overall, it wasn't really that good. We then had Fagner and Solo Sakia brawling backstage, had to get broken up by officials backstage. Looks like they're going to have a match sometime down the line. NXT Tag Team titles, the Creed Brothers versus Roderick Strong and Kemp. I've never liked the Creed Brothers. I've never liked Roderick Strong. This match done nothing for me. Creed Brothers win, they retain. The ending was a bit botchy. It looked like Kemp was... He could have easily snapped his arm. It's like he tried to take the bump on his arm, I don't know, to try and protect himself, but it looked a bit dodgy. Like, it honestly looked like he could have broke his arm. But I think the Creed brother almost tried to pull out doing the move at the last second. But nah, it was a bit scary. We then had a segment from Axamon, and it's basically debuting a new superstar who's good at maths. So I don't know where's this going to go. The guy's good at fucking maths. Doesn't NXT already have, they've got Andrew Chase, who's like the university teacher. Then they've got the other woman who's like a classroom teacher. Do they really need someone whose gimmick is they're good at maths? We don't need a maths teacher. We need fucking Scott Steiner. Give us some Scott Steiner mathematic promos. If you want NXT to improve and rise up the ranks and, break barriers in the ratings category, then give us that. And then we move on, NXT title match, Breaker versus Grimes. Good match with Breaker, with a cool Frankensteiner off the top rope, paying homage to Scott Steiner. And then the finish came. Grimes jumps off the top ropes and he gets caught with a huge spear by Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker almost snapping him in half, covers Rick Grimes, not Rick Grimes, fuck, I'm watching too much Walking Dead. He covers Cameron Grimes and he gets the 3 count. Then Breaker celebrates after the match. He's making his way to the back, walking up the ramp, and then JD McDonald comes out, attacks him from behind, and back suplexes him through a fucking table full of hot dogs. I guess these were the hot dogs that didn't get eaten on Monday Night Raw. They just got like left over for fucking NXT. So it was a day out of date hot dog, just like this refuse a day out of date, and that's what ended the show. I mean, overall, it wasn't a bad NXT. Lots of title matches, some decent matches, good main event. But the Andrew Chase segment was fantastic. That was the standout thing of the show. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 10. Like I said, it was an okay show, but it wasn't great. Although I did love the Andrew Chase segment. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10, guys. Let us know what you think down below. Andrew Chase is the man. Him and Tony D are the two best things on NXT. But unfortunately, we don't really get to see them that much, especially Andrew Chase. If it was up to me, both of these guys would have multiple segments every single show. Let me know what you thought of the match, or should I say of the show, in the comments down below. And yeah, I will catch you next one. Honestly, begin to fucking freeze in this park, so I think my reviewing for the night is done. Back with more vids tomorrow. I'll catch you guys later. But until then, this has been Fog Wrestling. Peace out.